Story 1. We've just been engaged for 7 months after being together for 4 years, and she's already cheated on me. I had been seeing my fiancé for 4 years. I recently found out she cheated on me when I visited my family for the holidays 5 months ago. She was my life's love, the most gorgeous, seductive, and intelligent woman I'd ever encountered. Some background: we met in medical school in the Midwest and started dating shortly afterward. I lost my whole medical career. I'm presently working in politics. She requested to move in only a few months after we began dating, and I agreed. I helped her for several years after her sister's death to help her recover, get into medical school financially, emotionally, and academically. We went through rehab together practically every day and did everything a couple does. I lavished her with presents, flattery, and passion, and I gave her everything I had. The intimacy was fantastic. Just around the 5-year milestone in the summer of 2021, she expressed a desire to take a break, and I reluctantly consented. As long as she wasn't sleeping with anyone else, I was willing to take a break so I wouldn't lose her. I knew she had a lot of attention-seeking behavior, so I assumed she was simply looking for some new attention. She informed me that she was going out with her friends to party all night on her birthday. Nothing felt right, so I searched through her internet communications and discovered that she had slept with a guy earlier that week while I was out of town for work, and that the guy was picking her up again tonight. I didn't understand why the man was a sugar daddy. I paid all of her bills and expenses, though she didn't need money. So I went to where she said she would be and waited. About 20 minutes later, the man she was cheating with while our relationship was on pause dropped her off in the parking lot after their intimacy. I approached the man and warned him not to contact her again, or I will inform his wife. It was never heard from again. I was embarrassed to have to do that, but I needed to know and see it for myself. I forgave her after about a month, and our relationship looked to be back on track. She appeared to be really sorry. She stated that one of the main reasons she felt overwhelmed and wanted space was because she didn't know if I was serious about her. I had not made a proposal. I believe 2022 would be a fantastic year for us. We acquired a puppy together in January. It was paid for by her, but I had to sign the papers. Her name tag bears my surname. She was about to graduate from medical school and match into a residency program. Therefore, she had mentioned being engaged practically weekly. She issued me an ultimatum to propose. It'll be out when she begins her residency in California, which is across the nation. I proposed in May on a lovely trip. While she flew, I packed our whole apartment and drove myself and our dog across the nation to California. Her program began only a few days after she graduated. But California has been difficult for me. Nobody from my community is here. My family is not present. My employment was still in the Midwest, so I worked remotely and spent a lot of time at home. I guess I spend about 80 of my time at home. That's, I believe, caused my fiancé some bitterness. My fiancé worked a lot of hours. But on the positive side, We decided to divide bills in addition to continuing to pay all expenses because she was getting paid now and the cost is much higher in California. Because she worked more, I was able to take on more responsibilities. I took care of the dog, prepared all the meals, went grocery shopping, and kept track of all the expenses. You know, all the mundane tasks that people must perform in order to exist. She had ceased wearing her ring to work by late August. She said it was because of the ring bothering her. It was a lovely ring. She claimed she would wear it if I gave her a smaller silicone ring. But I never did. In hindsight, I should have. She still wore the ring on weekends when we went out, or when she went out in public with her friends. I went home for Christmas to see my family. She stated that she would be working on Christmas, after we had spent Thanksgiving at home, and I had prepared a feast for us while she worked the entire day. She was acting strangely while I was away, not answering the phone at night. But when I phoned and it took hours to text back, I realized something was wrong. I questioned her about it. The night I returned on December 28th, D-Day, and she admitted to cheating on me with someone she met at work. They had 3 dates. That the first ended in a naked lap dance, which prompted the guy to come in. The 3rd date ended with intimacy in his apartment. I was amazed when she said she enjoyed intimacy with him. I had no idea there was a problem with our intimacy. When I phoned the app, he had no idea who I was. She also lied to him, claiming to be unmarried. But to make matters worse, we were set to sign a new year-long lease together the next day. But landlords let her sign the contract herself, because our initial 6-month lease was coming to an end. I spent around 2 weeks with Pales. We chatted after 2 weeks and agreed to pursue couples therapy. She wasn't sure she wanted to repair the relationship, though. Things appeared to be improving after the first week of therapy. She invited me to return. We had a lot of intimacy. I was purchasing a large amount of furnishings for the new apartment. She had stopped speaking with the app. The Saturday after our first therapy session, she went to a nightclub with her friends, which I was fine with. Her app happened to be there by chance since there aren't many clubs in the neighborhood. She began conversing with him and claims that all they did was kiss. I know she went out to eat with her pals at 2 and then returned home around 4 a.m. She then performed a complete 180. I gave up attempting to reconcile. She kept talking to the app and told me she doesn't want to be in a relationship anymore. I phoned the app again and told him there would be consequences if he didn't back down. He said she lied to him yet again and blocked her. She then went on a family vacation and returned home. We chatted yesterday and she revealed she hadn't felt attracted to me since August, only 3 months after being engaged and barely 2 months after uprooting my life and relocating to California. This has really taken me by surprise. We are both pretty fit and gorgeous, but I'm aware that she is taller than me. My fiancé and I were both 5 feet 10 inches tall. She also stated that she felt suffocated and confined because of how frequently I visited her. Even though I made more money, I wasn't working a typical 9-to-5 job. We both have a good education. I asked her why she didn't simply tell me about it at the time, so we could attempt to mend our relationship and figure out why she was feeling this way. She informed me that she simply wants to be alone. I told her she was making a mistake and that I wasn't going to wait to be a backup plan. I know I only need to collect my belongings and return to the Midwest, but it will be final. Not only am I losing my person, my closest friend for whom I have given everything, but I am also losing our dog, who I adore and who is incredibly loyal to both of us. Although she paid for him, I was the primary courier. My sister advises me not to struggle for the dog. It would only serve to remind me of my engagement. I don't understand how someone can suddenly alter their opinion about liking someone. She was the one who encouraged me to propose. She was the one who initially advocated for the transfer. She was the one who persuaded me to relocate to California with her. But this past November, we were discussing having children and purchasing a home together. I've been exploited and betrayed. I sacrificed so much for 4 years, and she can't even try to see if it's possible to repair our relationship. Was our engagement such a sham that it's not even worth pursuing? This irritates me to no end. I can't sleep, I can't eat, and I'm at a loss on what to do next. Our anniversary would be on February 14th. Any suggestions would be much appreciated. Man, I really want to say this. You need to flee. This individual is hazardous. And with everything you've spent and given, there's nothing left to save. You sweep the carpets after she has made it obvious that she does not desire counseling or reconciliation. This is what the disease does to the psyche. These freaks are never content and not only tell the lie but also live it. My 2 wives of 15 years left me for a decent relationship. My wife and I had a wonderful marriage until the last year. I'd apparently ceased displaying affection and damaged her self-esteem by frequently ignoring her ideas, and I could feel her getting chilly as well. I regret this, and I know I was depressed at the time, which didn't help our relationship. We began having a lot of arguments, which mostly began as discussions by me about how I needed her to meet me 50-50 in our relationship, but she is not a great communicator. And I suspect she was already checked out by then, so it always ended badly. I too feel she is a hidden narcissist, albeit she does not display all of the symptoms. She is never wrong and rewrites history in her head. And she constantly believes I am attacking her when I criticize her, even when I absolutely disagree. Aside from that, she has always been really lovely. It has been really lovely until now. We were each other's first, and probably only partners. I'm only mentioning this to put her personality in context in our relationship. I just caught her in an emotional relationship with a coworker she has only known for 2 months. When I discovered the texts, she informed me that she loved him and that she had fallen out of love with me, but that she still had feelings for me. She opted to abandon me and live with him. I am positive they were already physical, despite her denials. Her affair partner is also abandoning his family for her, indicating that they are both cheaters and limerents, which gives me hope. This might be temporary, as they are now looking for a place to reside. We live far away from our family, thus I am her only other source of support. I packed her belongings, and they are still here. If there is any hope, I've resolved to fight for her. I still casually text with her, which keeps us in touch, which is a positive. She is contrite and clearly cares, but for the time being, she is still choosing him. I simply keep hope she'll return. What are the best ways to do this, if it is even possible? She may be arrogant, though convincing her to approach me will be difficult. If she has regrets, I'm trying to maintain in touch with her till she decides to cut me off and show her what she left behind without being too direct. I want her to know that I can forgive her, but I also don't want her to think that waiting is an option for her. I want her to miss me, and I don't want to give the impression that I've entirely moved on, since she's the sort that won't even try until she believes there's a possibility. Aside from working on myself, which I am, how should I work on her to entice her to return? How do I approach her? What do you think my chances are if I play my cards correctly? Dude, you're living a lie and a delusion. She had previously confessed her feelings for the other individual. That should be a wake-up call to stop being a doormat. Their relationship is extremely serious because both of them abandoned their families for each other, believing that the sacrifice was worth ruining two families for... Next story. My girlfriend cheated on me and now wants to have an open relationship with me. My girlfriend and I have been together for 4 years. We started hanging out with a couple around a year ago. We all instantly became close friends and hung together frequently. They all work in the same building, but from different locations. His team Max established an office in his other flat, and my girlfriend has begun to commute there for work. She needed another workspace. 3 weeks ago, she informed me that when she and the man were at work, they were lying on the sofa, snuggling and talking about difficult childhood memories, etc. And they kissed and talked about the feelings they had for one another, which they discovered while kissing. My partner and I have often discussed what is important to us. We both agreed that being emotionally involved with someone and doing anything about it, such as kissing or having intimacy, constitutes cheating. We were discussing how we may seek for someone to have intimacy with eventually, etc. When she informed me about the kiss, she immediately started talking about how she had an open relationship with both of these pals, but she only has feelings for the guy. I was stunned since I had complete faith in her, and she was well aware that she was cheating on me. I was fine with embracing and being near, but not with going behind my back and doing romantic things with someone else. Exactly, I informed her that it was infidelity to me, and how could she possibly ask to start a relationship when she had violated my trust? She claimed she missed the rush of excitement and falling in love. Her therapist informed her 2 weeks later that she could be polyamorous. She told me that as well as the fact that she wants to start a relationship with this person. I'm at a loss for words because everything has taken me by surprise. She was unaware that she was polyamorous. She's still unsure but wants to give it a shot, and we were in a monogamous relationship. I'm overwhelmed by how many emotions I'm experiencing. I don't trust her right now, and I also don't trust this guy. He lied about it to his wife. I don't think I'm ready to start our relationship right now. I want to be with my girlfriend since our relationship has recently been so wonderful and has so many wonderful aspects to it. I told her that I'm not ready right now and don't know if I ever will be, so we should break up. She claims she wants to be with me, but I'm afraid she'll cheat again since she still wants to be near him. They exchange a lot of messages and such. I feel pressured to start a relationship, despite the fact that she says I can take my time and that she wants to be with me because she is happy. It simply pains me that two of my best friends did this behind my back, and seeing them together hurts a lot. I can't bear the thought of them being so near and personal. Seeing this part of her that I see while we're having intimacy or whatever. Could you help advise me on what I can do in this situation? We spoke a lot about what it would be like if we decided to open our relationship, but I get upset when I imagine them together, and I'm scared that my GF will stay with me just because she can't beat him in a primary relationship. I want to be open to the notion of a connection between them, but it's so difficult, and I need to work on trust with her, and I'm starting to feel as if she's growing distant, and I just can't deal with I adore her and have told her that I want her to be happy whether with me or with someone else. But for the time being, I can't envision myself in such a relationship. I'm afraid she'll break my limits again, and I get the impression she's throwing all of her attention into this guy. She's emailing him about him, and I'm feeling incredibly unappealing as a partner. Thank you for listening to this story to the end, and if you like it, please support us with a like as well as subscribe to our channel. Write in the comments what you think about the story.